question 7 and question 8 have the same exact directions, but to give you two separate triangles. So here, example 7 is here with this triangle. Example 8 is here with this triangle. And the whole thing says to state whether the law of sines or the law of cosines is the best choice to solve for x for the given figure. So the figure they give you at that moment, or that below. Substitute the values into the appropriate formula. So once you figure out which one to use, law of sines or law of cosines, you are going to use the appropriate formula, the law of sines or law of cosines, and you're going to fill the values in. But do not solve it out. So in other words, don't do extra work because it says don't solve it. All you're doing is just put numbers in and then working from there. Same directions for number 8. Same directions, but just a different triangle. So let's go ahead and work on those. So for number 7, they give you this triangle. Alright, so looking at it, again, you have to know when the law of sines are in play or when the law of cosines are in play. And we said that when it came to law of sines, that we need to have at least 2 angles in a side, or we need to have a side and 2 angles. Well, sorry, an angle and 2 sides, two angles in a side, or 2 sides and an angle. But a side and an angle must match up in the letters. So let's go and put letters on here really quickly. So let's say A, B, C. So it means this is side B, this is side A, and this is side C. So here, with everything refocusing, if you look at it, we have, they gave us side A, they gave us angle B, and side B. And here, does any letters match up at all? Any 2 A's or any 2 B's or any 2 C's? Yes, there's 2 B's there. So it's a lowercase b and a capital B. Because it's a lowercase b and a capital B, that means we use the law of sines. And again here, you're going to have to know when to use law of sines and when not to, because when it comes to these problems, they're not going to tell you, oh, just use the law of sines to answer this out. You have to know. So with that, either you're going to go ahead and try the law of sines and try to work that out, and if it doesn't work out, then you're messed up and you have to try the law of cosines, or you just know them so you don't have to do all the work. So here we know the law of sines is what we're going to use, and we're going to set it up so that we're dealing with x being in the problem, or finding this angle right here. We're not solving it. So it means we're going to use sine 112 over 25, and that's going to equal sine x, or sine A, whichever one to use. Let's use x for this part though. And we're going to put that over 12. And that is all you're going to do. That's it. There's no work to be done. All you're doing is just setting it up and tell me which one you're going to use, law of sines or law of cosines. That's it. Okay? And then the same thing for number 8. Let's pull that triangle out. Okay. Now this one, they give you another triangle. They give you 2 sides and an angle. But on this triangle, you have to figure out, okay, do we have a matching letters here? Or do they have just 2 sides and an angle and nothing is corresponding? Nothing is matching up. So let's go ahead and label them again. Okay, so looking at it now labeled, is there anything that matches up? Any angles and sides that match up here? No. And since no angles and sides match up, or letters being the same letter, that means we have to do the law of cosines. So before you take this test, it's important that you make sure you know when to use certain things, when to use the law of sines, when to use the law of cosines. Alright, so we're looking for this side. So we can say that's either x or b. And we're going to fill in all the other stuff using the law of cosines. So that means we're going to use 56 squared plus 50 squared. And it doesn't matter which order you put that in, it's fine. Times 2 times 56 times 50. And again, it doesn't matter what order you put it in, as long as you put them both there. And then we do cosine 100. So they gave us an angle, and they gave us two sides. Again, you're not solving these out. All you're going to do is just set them up just like you just did here. The law of sines or law of cosines. Set them up, and that's it. And again, on this test, you will have the formulas for law of sines and law of cosines, so make sure you know which one to use and use it correctly. Alright. And then that next video and the last video will be question number 9.